welcome to Not Suitable for Adults. It's a podcast where a couple parents are just trying to make it through watching their kids' shows on the TV.
And then we tell you about it.
And it's a coronavirus world out there, so we're doing even more of the hard work on the ground for you good folks at home.
Yes. I hope everybody's good. Everybody good out there? We're okay.
And I'm Rich.
I'm Natalie.
All right, so we are gonna jump right in with the show that one of the shows that Cora's been watching the most in this time of staying indoors all the time, and Natalie's going to tell us about it. Yes,
from the brilliant minds of PBS Kids, we have Pinkalicious and Peterrific, because there are 2 R's in it.
Are there 2 R's?
In Peterrific, yes.
Oh my goodness.
But his name is not Peterrific. His name is Peter. Her name is Pinkalicious. His name is Peter. But the name of the show is Pinkalicious and Peterrific. Okay, so PBS Kids. And it started in 2018, and it's based on the children's books.
Right.
Pinkalicious. And I think there was also like a Purplicious and hold on. I had it up here. I thought there was a Purplicious, a Goldilicious, a Silverlicious, and then Pinkalicious does this, Pinkalicious does that. Bunches of little books like that.
Gotcha.
And they were co-written by the sister team, Victoria and Elizabeth Kahn.
Great job, Victoria and Elizabeth.
I believe it was based on one of their children. One of their little girls really enjoyed the color pink, so they decided to make Pinkalicious.
How original. Whose daughter doesn't love the color pink?
I know ours does.
She does.
We have the Pinkerton family. Yes. They are the Pinkerton family that have named their daughter Pinkalicious and their son Peter.
Poor Peter.
They live in Pinkville.
Poor Peter.
Quick little sidebar. In 2007, Pinkalicious was adapted into a musical.
Really?
Yes. And I believe this is, it's based on, I think, the first book, where Pinkalicious, her main thing is that she can't stop. She will not stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop, not stopping. She can't stop eating pink cupcakes.
Oh, yeah.
And she turns pink.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor diagnoses her with pinkatitis. But she's happy with it. She loves pink. I think eventually she decides that she needs to calm down on her pink eating habits and then becomes just a normal girl that is obsessed with the color pink.
I saw the episode based on that the other day. Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, in the episode, she keeps eating things and eventually turns red.
Oh, right, because...
Like, she goes past pink,
yes.
And that's no good.
No, because turning pink was okay, but if you get to red, you've gone too far.
Yeah, I think everyone sort of is into pink, but red is gauche.
Yes.
Especially in Pinkville.
Red. Ugh. Yeah. So we've been watching this. So we got this smaller TV from this adorable old couple.
Thank you, older couple from Facebook Marketplace.
Yes, Facebook. It wasn't even Facebook Marketplace. It was a post she made in our community.
Oh, that's
Facebook,
right.
And she was just like, hey, who wants this TV? You can come and get it free to whoever comes and gets it. And I was like, I'll come and get it. Cora's coming in with her really squeaky stroller.
It's going to be good.
Oh, boy.
And her growling.
And the bear that makes all the noise. She's carrying a bear that is currently snoring and growling. She also has her sloth in one hand while she is carrying her stroller. She has Rich's phone in another hand and her headphones on while she's carrying all of these things in here to the room where we are recording.
You know, in many ways, what she's doing right now is an exact replica of being a parent.
You mean juggling?
She's juggling. She's carrying 2 kids and pushing a stroller, and her headphones are wrapped around the stroller leg while she's just trying to listen to her show.
That's so true. Except we don't have 2 kids, but yeah, like
right
for the basic family units out there that have their 2.3 children. That's what this is.
All right, we're gonna have to take a parenting break to make some of the things
to get
quiet.
to get rid of this teddy bear that's making so much noise. Be right back.
All right, it's just that simple.
To you, it was a mere second.
Ooh.
To us, it was a lifetime of negotiating and working through meltdowns.
She's big into negotiating right now.
Yeah, she comes up with some really good negotiations lately. Compromises. She's gotten really good at compromising.
Yeah, but we know she's going to barter with us, so we have to build in some space to haggle.
Yes.
When we are working with her.
Yes, we've become very good hagglers. Okay, I forgot where I was.
I think we had talked about how in that one episode she turns pink,
red.
she turns red. And then that episode ends with Peter coming in. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh no, where's the rest of the cupcakes? And Peter comes in like, hey, look at me. And he's pink and they all
Yes, Peter also enjoys the color pink.
Yeah.
Which is a good non-stereotype thing, but we'll get more into a couple of things later that I have written down.
Cool.
The TV show Pinkalicious and Peterrific with 2 R's, which I think is just hilarious. It focuses on using your imagination, creativity, the arts, stuff like that. It's very arts oriented. There's just a few of the friends that I want to mention in the show. They have several friends in Pinkville. But kind of the main ones are Jasmine, who kind of takes the persona of yellow. I guess several of the characters have their own favorite colors since Pinkalicious has hers. Jasmine has a lot of yellow ribbons in her hair and likes yellow. Lila is always in purple. She's like really shy and stuff like that. But the one that I like the most is Kendra.
Sure.
Kendra has black, super straight hair that goes to her shoulders. She dresses in dark clothing, like black skirt, gray, black and grays. And her favorite color is black. And she's kind of their little group of friends, she's kind of the antagonist, but never in a super mean way, just in a more realistic way. Like, I don't really think I want to imagine a unicorn. Because why? Like, she's more realistic. She's not as imaginative as the others, but they always get her to come around in the end and use her imagination and kind of come out of her, I guess, less colorful shell.
Yeah.
But I love her because she's an actual kid that doesn't have to love all of this, girly, what we would consider girly type stereotypes. Does that make sense?
It does. I commented about her maybe this morning.
Mm-hmm.
that I always wait for her to be like the bad guy.
Yeah.
And she's not. It's like she's equally as sweet as everyone else.
She can be a little more sarcastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she's not like mean, and no one dislikes her. She's friends with all the other kids. And what's funny to me about her, and this is maybe the not suitable for adults portion of this show, but it's like she is the realist, and that's like a good thing, and it's cool to portray all the different points of view, and to have like she sort of introduces the conflict for the show usually.
Yeah.
But she also never learns, right? So it seems like, for instance, you brought up the unicorn episode.
Yeah.
It seems like there was a unicorn.
Was that unicorn? I feel like the unicorn was in their imaginations, but you could only see it if you imagined her correctly. Or if you had an imagination. Right.
I think you did have to believe in her to see her, but it seemed like there were a lot of elements of that episode, and this I'm falling down a rabbit hole.
I mean, they wrote on it.
Yeah, they wrote on it. The unicorn gets lost.
Yes.
And they split up
to find.
And one of the teams is like, well, we can't find her, no matter how hard we look. And the other team's like, well, right, obviously, because we found her. Like,
well, they end up finding fairies in one too. Like, it's just very fantastical.
So my point is, Kendra never learns. She's like, I don't know. I can't really see it because it's not really there. But then it is there, and it's always there. She's always wrong in the end.
Oh, I feel like I'm Kendra.
Okay, go on.
Lay
down on the couch, and I'll get out my pen and pad.
Okay, let's do a quick marriage therapy session.
Okay.
Because
this is a new segment.
Because I think between the two of us, you're the one that's the more head in the clouds, has the imagination one, and I'm the more feet on the ground, let's be real person.
I'm having a really fun moment imagining this, because I think in our marriage that's true, but I think to most of my friends, I'm not that person. And for people who are going to listen to this, they're going to be like, no, that's not Rich. But
people that know us, they do know Rich is a very serious, realistic person when it comes to business and work and stuff like that, and maybe other friend groups.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because I am such a realistic person. You have to be a different personality around.
You're the straight man, and I'm the funny man.
Okay, well, let's not go that far.
I'm just playing.
See? There it was. Just then. There it was. I play.
You do play.
I play a lot. Okay.
She plays, folks.
But I mean, just like in real world situations, you're more of the, oh, it'll be fine, let's figure it out. And I'm like, we're all doomed person.
Sure. I hear you.
Yeah. Anyway, I relate to Kendra. I also enjoy my black and gray clothing.
So, to be clear, I'm not saying that there isn't value in being that in the real world. I'm saying in the town of Pinkville?
Yes.
In this magical land where, for some reason, everything is all about pink, and only one family really latched onto that trend.
Right.
That in that world, she's not right. Like, for her to be like, I'm a realist, and all of her friends and everyone around her is like, the reality is there's an imaginary unicorn standing right here in front of you.
Isn't it amazing that in Pinkville, the Pinkerton family, who have a daughter named Pinkalicious, are not the leaders of the Ville?
Yeah, they're just people.
They're just people that live in Pinkville. Anyway, okay. Go ahead. What?
I was just gonna say maybe this show is like a fever dream, and I predict it's Peter's. I predict Peter is having a fever dream about his life because everything around him sort of takes the shape of this pink blob. I think it's Peter's.
You always think that all of these animated shows are somebody's fever dream.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just finish this up real quick.
Go for it.
There was a little bit of controversy with Pinkalicious because it replaced Thomas and Friends on PBS.
Not my show. Not my show.
Not my PBS.
My PBS has Thomas and Friends.
And a lot of people were quite miffed about it.
I don't understand how that works. So I've watched a lot of TV in my day.
Uh-huh.
And usually I don't think of a show taking the place of another. Like, all right, everyone, we're canceling Thomas and Friends and we're bringing in Pinkalicious.
I know. I think Thomas and Friends went to another... Okay. I need to dig a little bit deeper. I'm not sure if Pinkalicious booted it out or if it moved to a different station.
Maybe it moved into its time slot or something.
I'm just not 100% sure.
Okay.
I just saw there was some uproar about that. Also, a lot of people don't enjoy this stereotypical girl that loves pink and literally sings about pink and unicorns and pink and flowers and pink and everything that has to do with pink.
Yeah.
Some people have more of a they want a little more range in their main characters.
Sure.
So that's Pinkalicious and Peterrific.
Does she call him Peterrific on the show?
I believe they call him Peter, but I believe that's kind of like his like when he does something good.
Is he younger?
Yes, he is.
Man, poor Peter.
Now, if you guys know more about the Peterrific storyline,
The backstory of Peter.
the Peter into Peterrific metamorphosis, let me know.
Peter to Peterrific, Origins.
Yes.
That's the book I need.
Let me know and send it in, and I will share it with the world using your information, and you will be forever immortalized.
Ooh.
On this podcast.
Wow. Well, who can top that? Let's move on.
What, baby? You get it, baby.
All right. Let's do the question of the day. And the question of today the question of today.
This is the day's question of today.
Yeah. Is what animated world would you want to live in?
Or visit.
Or be a part of in some way.
Yeah.
And so we're imagining here, not like what movie would you want to be in necessarily, but like the world that's created in these shows and these movies. Which one would you most want to be a person?
Why don't you go ahead and give us your answer?
Well, my answer is, now that I've given it some thought, it was something different when we initially said it. And I've had time to sit here and think about it since we started the episode. Because of what I'm going to talk about later in the episode, I've decided the world that I would most like to be in is the world of Pokemon.
Boo!
Just get over it. That's the truth. Here's the reason why. My original answer was the world of Incredibles. Because I thought it would be cool to be in like a new era of superheroes and things like that.
Would you be a superhero or would you just be a citizen?
See right there, that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, I don't know.
That's the okay.
The rub is I don't know if I would be a superhero or not, but in the world of Pokemon, anyone can be a Pokemon trainer. Anyone. Any 10-year-old can leave their house permanently and strike out on an adventure with these little animals.
Okay, we'll talk more about that in a bit.
And so seriously though, I like I have you know, I know you don't understand, but you know, I've always liked this sort of story in this world. It's an interesting thing to me. And it is a place where anyone can, to quote, to sort of paraphrase Syndrome from the first Incredibles, anyone can be super.
Yeah.
Like anyone can use this thing that makes this world unique.
Yeah.
And so that's why I chose Pokemon.
Okay. That's a good choice for you.
It is. I agree.
Okay, so this is going to reveal a lot about me.
Oh.
I would want to live on the island of Chew and Swallow in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Okay.
While the Murfdurfer actually worked correctly.
It's pronounced Flidsivdifer.
Oh, my bad. That's my bad. Because I would want food to rain down from the sky.
Sure. Particularly on the ice cream day. Why?
Well, because strawberry's my favorite.
There we go.
I'm that one kid that jumps into the strawberry line and says, strawberry's my favorite. That's me. When all the other kids are either choosing chocolate or vanilla. I wouldn't but before it like goes insane and makes a spaghetti tornado, which also would be really cool.
Sure.
I mean, that's it. I just
want to live in a world where
food rains from the sky because you don't have to pay for food. That's my one thing.
She held up her finger like she was going to list things, folks, just because you couldn't see it. That's why I was waiting. She held up her finger like, because, one, she pointed, you wouldn't have to pay for food. And then she put her hand down.
Also, no grocery shopping.
That's the same thing.
No, not necessarily. I mean, you don't have to go somewhere, like...
I beg to differ. I think you would. I think you'd have to go out in the town.
You'd have to go outside.
But you'd still have to... It would be like grocery shopping because there's no guarantee that everything that you want to have at your house is going to rain right next to your house.
I guess that's for any given day, too, right? It could rain somebody else's favorite foods, which for me is fine because For me, it would be fine because I really do enjoy most every food.
Sure.
But for somebody else like you, it would be a nightmare, I feel like, because you are quite a picky eater.
Maybe so. There wasn't anything that rained down in that movie that I wouldn't have eaten, I think. Except for the one old guy who goes, avocado, because I don't like avocado.
Oh, man. I would kill Avocado Day.
Yeah.
Love it.
Another thing that just struck me about that movie, I know we're not reviewing Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but there's that one, he takes his dad once everything seems like it's going well, and right before he realizes it's going badly, he takes his dad to that restaurant, the steakhouse.
Yes. It's the open roof.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess that's true. It's not strictly a steakhouse. I guess I assumed it was.
No, it was just steak day.
Yeah. Well, I guess what I was thinking is, like, if it was a steakhouse, and he doesn't make it rain steak every day, but I guess you're right. It was just the open roof, and it was, okay, never mind, resolved, fixed. You
thought it was a steakhouse, but what happens to a steakhouse
on all the other days of the week?
That makes sense. You can't pigeonhole yourself. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I just want a bunch of food to rain down from the sky because that's where I am in my quarantine right now, just eating all the food and wanting all the food. And hoping I don't gain weight and gaining weight.
So, honestly, though, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, that world is like the ideal quarantine world. You're right.
Yeah.
As long as you're okay with whatever is on the menu that day.
Right. And you know what? If you're stuck on an island, you just have to be. You have to learn how to like the things that are falling from the sky.
Man, that's deep.
Thanks.
You gotta learn how to like the things that are falling from the sky, folks.
Yeah, let's put that on a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
It's a great answer. Where would you like to live, people who are listening? What's your favorite animated world that you'd want to live in? Let us know. You can send that to us at notforadultscast@gmail.com or tweet us at notforadultscast.
So really quickly, I was trying to look up the Thomas and Friends thing.
Oh, yeah.
Real fast. Just this sentence stuck out to me. The rights to broadcast the series through PBS expired in December 2017, thus ending a period of almost 30 years of programming related to Thomas and Friends on American public television.
Whew.
And then 2018 and 2019, Nickelodeon held exclusive rights to the series. And then it was sold to Netflix. So,
man,
Pinkalicious took over a 30-year standing program. There you have it.
Well, there you go.
All right.
And with that, let's get our promotion on over from Twitter and from our perhaps some sponsors.
Walking on down to Promotionville. No?
Yeah.
Welcome to Geeksploration, the podcast. I'm John Williams.
And I'm Ben Robinson. Do you like time travel?
Movies.
Video games?
Comics.
Sci-fi?
Cartoons.
Or how about action figures?
Well, so do we. Every episode, we pick a topic from the geekosphere and have a little chat about it.
So if you've been waiting for a groundbreaking podcast that does all of this and more, you might have what it takes to be a Geeksploraut.
Come join us every other Tuesday for a fresh installment of Geeksploration, the podcast.
You can find us at geeksplorationpodcast.com or any reputable podcatcher. And likely a few unreputable ones.
And we're back from Promotionville.
Hey, I like it. Let's continue with that, the Promotionville thing.
Okay.
Let's head on over to Promotionville. Promoville. Yeah. No? Well, we'll workshop it.
Promo Utah.
Let's workshop it.
I like Promoville. For the remainder of this episode, I'm going to try to explain Pokemon to Natalie.
You guys, I've been trying. It's not that I don't understand it. It's not that I'm stupid, is what I mean.
No.
It's that I don't get the appeal, and I don't understand certain aspects.
Well, let me start by asking you, what are those things? Tell me the stuff you don't understand.
Sure. Why Pokemon? Why is this a good thing that they fight each other?
Okay, fair question. It's a good thing because that's the way the world works.
Well, that answer sucks. They're little slaves. They're tiny little slaves that fight each other.
They can be, and that's how the bad guys treat them. That's how Team Rocket treats them.
Okay.
But the point of the whole world and the point of the storyline of almost everything to do with Pokemon is about being in balance with these creatures, and sometimes you have them. Honestly, it's not this portion of it. So we'll talk about the fighting part of it here in a second.
Okay.
But the domestication of these animals is not that different from having a pet.
Except that they have to live in an extremely tiny little ball.
Yeah, but
itty bitty living space. I
know, but one, I don't know if this has been done. I'm not deep into this. I don't know if this has been explored, but they're kind of. It's not like they're crammed into a ball. They're like converted into an energy.
Okay.
That is stored in the ball.
But the thing is that they don't want to be there. They don't want to be with these humans.
But they do.
Then why would you have to catch them? If you got to catch them all, it's different than them running to you. You have to literally run after them to catch them.
Yeah, but I think that's true of any animal anywhere. Like if you wanted to have a pet rabbit.
Dogs like to come up to you.
Not all of them. Not all the dogs.
I think the thing is that you're catching them, meaning they don't want to be with you. If you have to catch something, it's not willingly coming to you. And then you go, okay, now you're under my control. Fight for your life.
Okay, I told you we're gonna get to the fighting part in a second.
Okay.
I say that the thing you're talking about with catching Pokemon is no different from catching any animal and domesticating it.
But I don't think we need to run out there and catch lions and domesticate them. Like, I watched Tiger King, y'all.
Yes, but you know why? Because in our world, tigers don't want to be domesticated.
Right.
And so, even though you will try very hard and you might love those stripy boys, eventually they're going to be like, no, I want to kill you and I want to leave.
Uh-huh.
That's not the way the world works in Pokemon. All the Pokemon, once they are caught, they want to belong to that person at that point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, okay.
I'm not making this up. That's true. That's something that happens.
Okay.
Go on.
So it can't be awesome to live in that little ball because Pikachu doesn't like to.
Pikachu doesn't like it, but and I should point out, Ash doesn't make him.
Right.
But most Pokemon are fine. They're like, yeah, that's my house.
Okay.
Next.
So in my brain, what I heard was they don't know they're going to like it until we make them like it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, next, let's go to the fighting.
Okay.
They don't look like they're having fun when they're fighting. They get like little burned marks on them, and they act all exhausted, like ugh. And the humans like, get up and throw your fire, you fire Pokemon. Go ahead.
So, I would say in this world, and it's important to understand, folks, I don't believe that the rules of the Pokemon world apply to our world, okay? So let's just get that right out there. The Pokemon want to fight each other.
They want to?
They like this activity.
They like the activity, but when they're in the world just together, they don't fight.
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
And so what they're doing is, and they understand this, they're training with the Pokemon trainer to become better. Just like any fighter would.
But that little fish I saw What's-Her-Face capture was just happy, just swimming along in its little pond. And she's like, nope, get up in my ball, little fish. and now that poor fish is stuck in that ball. And the next time it gets thrown out, it's going to probably be like charred up and made into like fried fish.
No, that doesn't. No. Actually, you just brought up an interesting thing that people talk about sometimes, which is when they eat meat in the Pokemon world.
What is that meat?
Yeah, if they're
it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because do they have animals that aren't Pokemon?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so they capture these animals. B, they make them convert themselves into energy just so that they can fit into these tiny little balls, which, by the way, I don't understand how they carry all those balls around. I'm not seeing backpacks or satchels or anything.
They have a special belt.
No. No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't. If they were walking around with a belt that had 15 balls sticking out the end of it, you would see that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I see your misunderstanding. They can only carry 6. They can only carry 6 at a time.
Where did the other ones go? Did they let them go?
Nope. They.
No, okay.
Then now the ball, this is game mechanics.
Okay.
In the game, when you catch more than 6. One of them like beams up and goes and is stored in a computer.
Oh, great! Now they're in the cloud.
No, they get. I mean, yes, but But so in the show,
so this fish was happy swimming along in its little stream. It was happy. It was like, oh, look, a pretty little girl is coming to visit me. What? Now I'm energy, and I'm inside this tiny little ball. I hope she lets me out soon. Oh, man, I'm not important enough to be on the 6 ball belt. I have to go now into a computer system. I wish I was back in my stream.
So in the show, they go to like Ash is the main character, and when he gets too many, they don't automatically go. Like the next time he goes to a Pokemon Center, he beams them up, and they go to Professor Oak's house, and Professor Oak lets them out, and he has like a big like farm where they all live happily and love it.
Do they fight at the farm?
No.
They don't fight each other at the farm,
no,
but if they're released and their person says, go fight that thing, then they have to fight their friends.
Yeah, but it's training. They're not fighting to the death.
They look hurt.
But you look hurt when you've been training. Like you look tired. The little lines that you see on the cartoons, that's like to show us that they're tired.
No, that's like firebolt action or like lightning.
But then there's
Pikachu
there's also super magic like healing powers that can happen in this world that can't happen in ours. So you let the animals get hurt, but that's okay. Because you can magic them better. They're training. They're fighting each other the way any boxer or kickboxer or other kind of boxer would box another boxer.
Okay. So they're training.
Yeah.
Okay. Always?
Unless there's bad guys. The bad guys are always the ones who are trying to hurt and drive their Pokemon to the limit, and sometimes in bad situations, like then a Pokemon dies. But that's always the bad guys. The good guys are going, we're training together, you're getting stronger, I'm understanding I'm becoming a better trainer, as like training you how to be better, and you're growing together. And
how long have we been talking about this?
It's going on, I don't even know, several minutes.
Okay, we don't have to talk about it anymore.
You don't like it still.
I don't see the appeal of watching these cute little creatures just try to destroy each other when they could be by themselves in their natural habitat or even on the farm with all their friends. I bet they wish that they aren't used so they get to go to the farm and not be in the 6 belt.
So
6 ball belt.
The 6 ball belt. It's worth mentioning, I think, to make you feel better about this, that there are so many times, especially on the show, the game's different. I think we have to acknowledge that the game is just part of the thing is instead of collecting like armor or swords or whatever, you're collecting these things with different elemental powers. That's the point of the game. That's the whole thing in the game. And the animals could be and are in other like role-playing games replaced with any number of other things. It could just be magic spells or like magic spirits. And in this case, it's powerful animals. In the show, though, there are a lot of instances where Ash or one of his friends are like, all right, well, it was nice to meet you, wild Pokemon, and are ready to leave and have no interest in catching them. And then the Pokemon... Do
they ever let any Pokemon go after they've caught them?
Yeah, they do. And so frequently, like, a Pokemon will be like there's one when he meets Squirtle, and Squirtle's like in a gang of Squirtles that are actually like kind of messing with a village, and they're kind of upset about it. And so they're like, let's get to the bottom of this, and they try and reason with the Squirtles, and it turns out that they like unite against, I think, Team Rocket. And they're like, all right, well, now that you've learned your lesson, like, now they're police Squirtles, and we're just going to leave you behind, and you guys do your thing. And the leader Squirtle, like, comes up, and it's like, Squirtle, squirt! And that's him saying, I want to come with you. He chases Ash down.
Do they all just speak in their own names?
They can all only say their own names.
I knew Pikachu went, Pika! But I didn't know Squirtle says, Squirtle, squirts!
They can all only say syllables from their own name. And then there's an episode where Butterfree, which is the most evolved form of the first Pokemon that Ash caught, Caterpie. And so Butterfree meets this other like flock of Butterfree and falls in love with one of the wild Butterfree butterfly ladies. And Ash is like, no, he's like, yeah, I can see you're going to be happier doing this, and he lets him go.
Okay. All right, I'm done for now.
All right. This has been a successful conversation about Pokemon.
Are we done? Are you done?
Great
Almost.
question, Cora. We are just about done. Let's wrap it up here. So, you've been listening to another episode of Not Suitable for Adults. We thank you so much for joining us. We are now on Spreaker. So, if you are listening to us, you've already found us. But just know that we're hosted over on Spreaker, and we're very thankful to be with them. We also did recently set up a what's the right word for sort of it's kind of like an ambassador program with a
Partnership.
Yeah, like a partnership with a company called FNX, and they sell all sorts of fitness, like
Nutrition.
yeah, nutritional supplements and all sorts of things.
They do
vitamins.
They do active wear as well.
Yeah, and so they have recently asked us to be one of their partners, and so you can actually go and take a look at their products. They're all pretty reasonably priced to begin with, but if you use the code NS4A15, that's NS4A15, you can get 15% off your order. And go take a look. I've been trying their sort of like morning greens drink, and it's really, really good. It tastes just like a normal sort of juice, even though it looks like a green sort of smoothie. It's not the kind of thing I would normally like, but I really enjoy it. So go try that out. NS4A15 is the code, and that'll get you a discount.
And that's the number 4. NS, the number 4A15.
You got it. Thanks to all of our Twitter pals and the promos that you've submitted. We continue to rely on everyone getting the word out, sort of word of mouth style as well. And we just hope that everyone has a great rest of their day. Hey, listen, we know it's hard when you're locked up. Just don't forget now more than ever that you need to stay sane. You need to get a little bit of the whatever you want to see on that television. If it's Tiger King or if it's Avatar, just don't forget that you're the boss.
So watch whatever you want.
Okay, bye.
Bye.